The man never imagined that all he wanted was to go home and take a bath, but his wife directly removed the shower head, because taking a bath so late would be very noisy and affect their son who was studying hard for the exam. Lao Wang was so angry that he wanted to argue a few words, but at that moment his son opened the door and shouted at both of them. His wife shifted all the blame onto Lao Wang. Even though he had been working hard all day, Lao Wang no longer wanted to go home after work. He would rather play with the devil than experience such a suffocating atmosphere. Morning Black gave him a potted plant, which was a seed of the world's most beautiful flower. If there was something that needed to be taken care of, he would no longer resist going home. His wife was very annoyed by this. She thought it was unreasonable for Lao Wang to have the time to mess around with these flowers and plants during such a period. Lao Wang didn't care about this and decided to take good care of this orchid, even specially learning planting skills for it. Lao Wang would place the orchid on the balcony when it was warm during the day, and bring it back indoors when the temperature was the highest. He even watered it according to the best time in the book, and finally closed the windows at night to prevent the cold wind from blowing in. More than half a month passed in the blink of an eye. Morning Black asked Lao Wang how the orchid was doing. Lao Wang excitedly replied with the recent situation. Seeing the orchid growing better every day made him feel very happy, so he would think about going home immediately after work to take care of it. The thought that the orchid was about to bloom made Lao Wang very excited. His wife was quite unhappy about this because every time Lao Wang came home, he would go to see the orchid first. At this moment, Lao Wang noticed that the window was not closed. He knew that orchids were not cold resistant, and he had clearly told his wife to close the window in the evening. His wife said that if the orchid was so precious, then put it in a safe. She was not a nanny specially hired to take care of the orchid. Just as the two were arguing, their son opened the door again and interrupted them. Later, Lao Wang decided to take even more careful care of the orchid. At that moment, his wife pushed the door open, apologized for what had happened earlier, and told him that she had prepared bath water and specially cooked meals for him. Lao Wang happily walked towards the bathroom. His wife hadn't been so gentle in a long time. After taking a bath, she even poured him a glass of wine. Looking at the 2 plates of tempura in front of him, Lao Wang couldn't help but pick one up and taste it. To his surprise, it was extremely delicious. He had never tasted anything so good before. When Lao Wang had eaten half of it, his wife suddenly said, "The ingredient for this dish is your favorite thing." Only then did Lao Wang realize that what he had just eaten was actually the orchid. He went to the park and cried bitterly. At that moment, Morning Black suddenly appeared and asked what had happened. Lao Wang briefly told him the story. He had eaten the orchid just before it was about to bloom. He was willing to do anything if there was a way to bring the orchid back to life. Morning Black decided to grant his wish, so he used the devil's finger. Immediately after, an orchid grew out of Lao Wang's body.